Well, hey there, folks. Just like how only you can prevent forest fires, only you can prepare yourself for what's ahead on this podcast. But before we hike into the woods of horror films and all the terrifying tales they tell, you should know that on this show, we'll be taking a deep dive into some of your favorite scary movies. But be warned, there will be spoilers hidden behind every tree stump. So if you haven't seen the movie we're talking about, well, you should probably circle on back to the trailhead, partner. Not only that, but things can get a little, let's say, explicit around here. You'll hear strong language, and those opinions of ours, they can be as sharp as a bear's fangs. So remember, only you can decide if you're ready for the journey ahead. So stick around if you're prepared to face all those spoilers and listen to all that strong language and entertain some seriously bold takes. Otherwise, tread lightly. You've been warned.
I didn't know you liked bikes.
I didn't know you liked pickups.
You coming or going?
I have just spent a lovely hour with the good doctor.
Nothing serious, I hope.
No. My only problem was the crabs.
I'm sorry.
In photographing them.
I'm sorry. And I'll prove it to you at dinner tonight. 8 o'clock.
Pretty sure of yourself, aren't you?
Actually, I'm scared to death you're going to say no.
Well, I wouldn't want that to happen.
Okay, good.
Hi, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Monster Madness, a podcast dedicated to all sorts of creatures, features, and beyond. I'm Erika, and joined with me is a man who probably wouldn't survive a massive crab attack. My co-host, Matthew. Hi, Matt.
I do not want crabs. I mean, I like eating crab. It's pretty delightful.
I used to until it decided to turn on me.
Crab has an in for you now?
I mean, the anaphylactic shock is what has it really in for me, but I still haven't gotten my allergy test. I need to do that. I went to the allergist, I scheduled it, and then I had to reschedule it because I got really sick. And then I just keep forgetting. And I keep taking my allergy pill. And they're like, you have to detox for like a week from your allergy pill. I'm like, it's
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a winter problem.
right? I was like, I don't feel in danger enough. And they texted me. They're like, are you gonna reschedule? And I was just like, here's the thing. I've been taking my allergy pill a lot because the pollen is rough in these parts and I want to be able to breathe. So no, I'm not ready. And they're like, oh, okay, well, just text us when you want to schedule it because I'm pretty sure it's like the actual doctor's number, like their personal number. Because there's two of them in the office. It's a very quaint little place. I love it. It's called Pure Allergy. It's quite nice.
Ooh.
Literally in the same building of my daughter, both of my daughter's doctor. You can find Monster Madness on all your favorite podcasting platforms, social media sites, and things of that nature. Matt does stream video games and drum sessions from time to time. You know the drill. All the information for the show, whether you want to do merch, this, that, or the other, rate the show, email us. It's all in the show notes. Go check it out. So, Matthew, before we get into Have Our Heebies Been Jeebied, I want to do a quick shout out to one of our longtime listeners, Eric. What's up, Eric? He probably will not be listening to this for a few weeks because he has a backlog to listen to because he messaged me today and he was just like, hey, how are you guys? You know, I haven't been able to listen because I've just been busy with work and I have a new baby. So let's say congrats to Eric on his new Babs. That's awesome, Eric. We're very happy for you. Well, Matt is blasé. You know how Matt feels about children if you've been listening to the show since day one.
I just don't want my own.
Exactly. He likes to give them back.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even want to borrow them. He just wants to say hi to them. Mm-hmm. I'll buy you presents. Mm-hmm. Move on.
Mm-hmm. Call me when you're old enough to drive me home from the bar.
There it is. Question. This is going to get deep. If something were to happen, would you raise my children?
How old are they when you give them to me? Like tomorrow?
Right now they're 8 and 4.
That's what I'm saying. So is this like tomorrow or is this like in 7 years?
But they can wipe their own ass. So, you don't have to worry about that.
I mean, yeah, naturally I would take them.
But the fact that you didn't do an immediate no just means the world to
well,
me.
No, I would have to figure out what it means to take care of. I mean,
it's similar to prison, 3 hots and a cot. They'll be fine.
I thought you were saying that taking care of them similar to being in prison because you can't do fuck all other than take care of them.
I wanted to say that, but I felt like it might come across as a little mean. Also, my youngest daughter's former teacher, I know, listens to this show. I don't know if it's sporadic or she's like, oh, let me listen to all the episodes. So I don't want her to think that I think having children is like living in a prison. This place is a living hell.
I mean, I made jokes about being bullied by a 14-year-old Shih Tzu that required pills all the time. It's pretty much like having a child, except this one cannot wipe his own ass and couldn't tell me what he wanted. He would just yell at me. So I don't feel like two children's that far off when they can speak the English language. At least well enough to say if they're hungry or they're tired or they got to take a shit or they want to go run around.
They announce it quite often. They announce it. My dad was over last week to celebrate my oldest daughter's belated birthday. And we're just sitting on the couch watching a movie. I forget what she picked to watch, some cartoon or some sort. And she just looks at him. This is my 4-year-old. Poppy, do you have a butthole? Just that's my daughter right there. Never been more proud. But yeah, Eric, thanks for coming back and after your break and listening to the show. Maybe in a few years you will regale us with a story of how your child turned to you and said, Dada, do you have a butthole?
Or shit all over the table.
I've never had that happen.
It had to happen someone.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I have had a lot of projectile vomit due to my youngest child. She just did not. She was like the exorcist. She was the worst. It got to the point where I was like, oh, Natalie puked again. And people would look at me like, is she okay? I'm like, yep.
Just deuce being deuce. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, just give her some water so she doesn't get dehydrated. Because
saltine crackers and water.
Yeah. It's just like the opposite of a gremlin, honestly. She was the absolute worst. And she still is the worst when it comes to puking. Because she'll just like, I'm not going to get into it. Anyway. So have your Heebies been GB'd at all this week? Because I got quite a few.
Yeah, I mean, I had those jalapeno popper Doritos. Those are pretty fucking delightful. I ate the 7-layer dip Pringles. Those are actually really, really fucking good.
Ooh, noted.
There was another kind of Pringles too. I can't remember what it was. Because I had the brisket ones the last time we recorded.
Yeah, you had tried those. You didn't try the other two, I believe.
Yeah, so the 7-layer dip, I've eaten the entire tube. Dill pickle. Those are really fucking good too.
I was concerned because you forgot them, so I thought maybe they're forgettable.
No, not at all. I drank a lot this weekend.
That's totally fine. I respect that.
Someone's got to do it. That's all I got for now.
So I said this before we started recording. I'm a big coffee fan, but coffee is not a fan of moi. So
coffee and I have something in common. Sorry, I'm not though.
No, that's quite all right. That was a good zinger.
Thank you.
Me right in the heart.
Right in your baboon heart.
My baboon heart.
You know what? Yeah.
All right.
Just
it
go
works.
with it.
At least it wasn't like my baboon ass. That would have been real offensive.
Just your big red baboon ass.
I wonder why. You know what? In all of my nature documentaries and things that I've watched with my children, Planet Earths and all that shit, I have never found out why baboons have red asses. Clickety clackety clickety clackety. Here we go.
All I put is why do BAB and it autofilled to baboons have red butts.
I like it. We're an educational podcast. I'm going to add that to the tag.
Female baboons have red swollen bottoms as a visual sign of their fertility, indicating they are ready, their readiness to mate. So when you see a big right baboon ass, don't actually fuck a baboon ass. I'm just saying that's what it's.
I hate all the words coming out of your mouth right now.
Then fucking get back to the show.
So coffee. I love coffee. Coffee doesn't like me. So for the last, 20 years or so, I have been in a really toxic relationship with coffee, knowing that it's going to hurt me, but occasionally, probably more often than I should, divulging in said caffeinated beverage and just lots of pain. It took me till I was almost 34 years old, because I turned 34 in 7 days, actually, it's in your calendar. Don't worry. Don't get panicky.
No, I know.
Just went cross-eyed. Oh
no,
my gosh.
my eyes started to twitch, and I was like, what the fuck? I know it's in my calendar. I just saw it not the other day.
Your one eye just went right in, Jesus Christ. I wish this was a video podcast. I tried decaf for the first time because I was always told that decaf is still caffeinated. So most people who have reactions to caffeinated coffee, decaf doesn't really, it's not really any different. Lies. I have been drinking the shit out of decaf cold brew and I'm fine. And I'm able to enjoy the fruits of the world, the bean water, as it were. So that heebed my jeebies quite a bit because I feel like a functioning person. I don't need caffeine to function, but I like the taste and it makes me sad.
You have to rub it in that some of us require caffeine to function.
No, I mean, if you do, I'm sorry. I probably would benefit from it, but
Yeah.
my heart might not.
I feel like if I just stopped long enough to let it like run out where I didn't need it, I shouldn't even say that. Like, I don't feel like I drink coffee and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's party through this day. So I like coffee.
Yeah, no, you can just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. You can always switch it up to decaf.
It's harder to find like different varieties of good tasting coffee that are in decaf. That's my only thing.
I will let you know because I just found this company via Amazon, I think. Sorry, guys. I still shop at Amazon. It's the one oligarchy
So
that
do
I
I.
still subscribe to. Yeah, we all do. So let's not pretend like we don't. I don't shop at Target anymore, so whatever. That's just because it's too expensive and they're bigots. But yeah, I forget the name of the company. I could just look in my fucking previous orders and make my life easy. And if I was prepared for the show, I would know this. Because I was kind of feeling that way too. I'm like, this is really fun and all, but like, it's all just straight coffee. And occasionally I like a little flavor. So this place is called Crazy Cups via Amazon. And I got their caramel vanilla. And they have a bunch of different decaf varieties. So I'm excited to try those.
Oh yeah, but I don't like flavored coffee and I don't have a Keurig because I drink like half a pot like a fucking adult.
No, they have bags, but they also
do,
have
okay.
just yeah, calm down. They also have I'm just saying the flavor I got was caramel vanilla, so you can get butter maple pecan, caramel eggnog, Caribbean coconut, chocolate hazelnut, chocolate raspberry, holiday spice, pumpkin spice.
Do you know what flavor of coffee you didn't mention?
What?
Black coffee.
Maxwell House.
No, Maxwell House is fucking dog dirt. I was torn between dog dick and just saying dirt, so we went with dog dirt. Dog dick dirt.
Dog dick dirt?
Yeah. Maxwell House is garbage.
Well, it was either that or nothing at the store because they didn't have
Fair enough.
Folgers. And the best part of waking up is not shitting my pants.
Fucking. Oh man, do you know who Nate Birbiglia is? Stand-up comedian.
Mm-mm.
He has a fucking. I think it's an older bit, but it's he just says if the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup, I don't want to wake up.
See, here's the thing. Folgers to me is just nostalgia because like in the 90s, that was the most popular coffee brand. And that commercial, that jingle, and then the weird Christmas commercials.
Yes.
That are just...
Yeah, where the brother and the sister are clearly trying to fuck in the kitchen, but then the dad shows up.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on here, guys?
Yeah, right?
Oh, Timmy's home. Yeah, I bet Timmy's home. So decaf coffee, heebies my jeebies. This is going to be really corny and you're going to roll your eyes at me. But because it's springtime and even though the pollen is a murdering a bitch, I fucking love gardening.
Can you please come and make my garden not suck? And by my garden, I mean Alyssa's garden. But by Alyssa's garden, it becomes my garden because it's just everything's my problem.
It's very simple to have a very low maintenance garden. Like, what does she like?
Vegetables. Like she did green peppers. I tried carrots one year, peppers, like jalapeno peppers. Like nothing difficult. We even have a fucking bed. It's just that she doesn't go out there and pull the weeds because when it gets hot, she doesn't want to be outside because of the bug. I don't want to fucking pull weeds because I don't like fucking pulling weeds. It's also not my garden. But then it becomes my problem. And then when I try to take care of it, I pull out a plant on accident because the weeds are so goddamn tall that I get fucking yelled at. And then I still hear about it. May or may not have actually happened last year.
Okay, well, number one, next time you get an Amazon package, save the cardboard, flatten it, and put it on top of the bed and wet it and kill the weeds.
Come again?
Yeah, so if you want to, an easy way to kill weeds is to just do a weed blocker.
Yeah.
I would suggest doing this at the end of this season so that next season you won't have a lot of maintenance, but you could dig. I mean, but here's the thing. It requires some digging and you have to kind of clear out what you already have. So if you dig and then put cardboard down, the cardboard, as long as there isn't like, obviously like tape and stuff still attached to the cardboard, it will create a weed blocker, and you can just put topsoil on top of it, plant your stuff, and you will have significantly less weed.
Huh. Well, I think part of the problem is that she used rabbit. I want to say fertilizer, but that's not the true. But it is. It was just like the litter
You can use
box.
animal shit.
I know.
Yeah.
But it was the litter box. So it's whatever they eat in the shit. So there's probably seeds in the shit, which then weeds, and it's also So like it's
You also live in a very like open area with birds and animals and deer that, get these things on them and they drop them and all that stuff. So weeds are inevitable, but, there are ways to deter. You could honestly, if you wanted to start fresh on a garden, get white vinegar, sprinkle it all, put it in a spray bottle, spray the base of all the weeds, leave it for a couple days, you'll come out and everything will be dead. It'll be like literally shriveled up and you won't have to pull anything and it'll just decompose because it dries it out through the root.
okay.
And it's a non-harmful weed killer. And, easy peasy.
Yeah, I'll have to, because shit should start. Well, I think it's going to snow again this weekend, but shit should start growing here shortly. So that might not be the worst idea. Just go out there with a spray bottle and bukkake that bitch.
White vinegar is so cheap. It's like $3 for like a huge gallon.
I know. We use it to clean our coffee pot, like our coffee maker. Yeah. It actually told me to do it. And then also for pickles.
Yeah, there you go.
I love
it's
pickles.
very versatile. That's what cleaner used to be. Like your grandparents, like our great-great-grandparents, they were wiping their countertops with vinegar because that's a cleaner, whatever.
Oh man, just imagine going into someone's house and it just reeks of vinegar.
If you didn't know any better, everybody smelled like vinegar, really.
Oh man, I wonder my grandma always smelled like vinegar and mothballs. She just smelled like mothballs. I made the vinegar part up.
But yeah, I love gardening. We're cleaning up the backyard now. Next weekend, Jackie's actually coming over and helping because she wants to help garden. And so I was like, hey man, I got a lawn to mow and weeds to pull. So
damn, you're already mowing your lawn?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of rain. So like my front yard needs to be mowed a little bit just to kind of make it not look like a fucking haphazard house out front.
Fair enough.
Out back is like meh. And out back is a complete disaster because I forgot to... You all right?
Yeah, most of my yard's standing water. I was turning around to make sure there's still standing water. Like I thought it was gonna fucking go away. It was only like 40 degrees today.
Yeah, I forgot to cut down all my perennial shrubs, or not shrubs, but this greenery that I have planted all over my backyard that comes back every year. These like big hostas and lamb's ear and other shit I can't remember the names of. But I literally have to do... What's that?
I was gonna say the first time I heard a hosta, I thought it was called a hostel.
The hostel plant. I could give you a shit ton of... I could split those at the end of the season and mail them to you. Get a shit ton of greenery in your yard. You never have to worry about it. The only thing you have to do is cut it down at the end of the season and then it grows back.
I hate our landscaping, but there's so much of it I refuse to pay to redo it. So I literally spray everything that shouldn't be a bush or a shrub with ground clear. Because I just...
Murder.
Yeah, I don't fucking care, but I care enough that I don't want like overgrown weeds.
No, I totally get that.
I need to like do rock. I need to get like rock and shit, and I need some mulch in the background where the bed is because I killed everything to put her fucking thing there because it's right next to the house. I just don't. I hate fucking landscaping. I hate it so much. I did it for a job. I don't fucking like doing it.
I forgot that you did do that for a job, but yeah, I forgot to at the end of last season to cut everything down so it's just all like flopped over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. So now my springtime cleaning is a little bit more strenuous than I wanted it to be. But yeah, those are my heebie-jeebies. I have like a heeb. It didn't GB, but it was okay. The spicy chicken patties from Aldi. The spice is top tier.
Yeah.
The consistency of the patty reminds me of a hot dog and it wigs me out a little bit.
Fuck it. Okay. Is it just Aldi brand or...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Aldi brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my heebie-jeebies and a heeb, not a jeeb. Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. An honorable heeb.
An honorable heeb of a spicy chicken patty from Aldi. But yes, now that we have sufficiently talked your ear off about everything except this movie, this week on Monster Madness, we cover the 1980 film island claws.
What do you got there? Good. Good Lord, look. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Let me just see this.
This big piece here is the one that goes on the back. This piece right here.
That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
It can be done.
Dr. McNeil, could this be a result of your research?
Maybe. No, maybe not. It may be another crab of the same species that we've never seen before.
John, I think we may have done it.
All right. Let's not go breaking our arms, patting ourselves in the back. We need proof.
This is proof. John, it's happening.
Now, I had never heard of this movie at all.
Same.
We had something else in the docket called Night Wings, which was really hard, number one, for me to acquire, and I was unable to acquire. I know you would probably have been able to hunt it down. I did find it on YouTube. I fell asleep within the first 15 minutes of that movie, so I was like, that's probably not like the vibe I want to go with.
What time of the day did you watch this?
7 p.m., so
Yeah,
my bedtime.
Yeah, fair enough.
I did go to try and watch it again, so it might appear somewhere in this season. It might be even next week. We don't know. I never know. Matt's face just completely went from smile to drop.
Peek behind the curtain. Every week, Erika just says, "What day can you record?" And I say, "Just tell me what to watch and when." So, yeah.
Matt never knows what's going on.
Nope.
Because this season is so filled with like the animal movies and then the holiday movies and like the bonus episodes. Because I'm really just trying to watch all of the fucking movies that I have acquired or, have learned about. So Island Claws just kind of came out of nowhere, and what a surprise it was. So Island Claws is rated PG. It was filmed somewhere around 1979. There isn't an exact date. It was released in November of 1980. It falls into the horror and sci-fi genre. It has a runtime of 89 minutes. It is directed by Hernan Cardenas. I don't know. It was written by, and this is a really interesting fact, the story was done by Jack Coden, and also Rico Browning did the screenplay. Do you have any familiarity with the name Rico Browning?
No, I'm more of a Rico Suave kind of guy.
Rico.
I'm glad you knew what I was talking about.
Of course I do. I got my finger on the pulse at all times.
You're also a child.
Wow, calm down. I watched I Love the 80s on VH1. I know everything.
Touche, you win.
Rico Browning was the man in the Creature of the Black Lagoon suit.
Oh, be damned.
Yep. And I think he actually just recently passed away. He was in, I think, most of the Creature movies, but he was the main diver in the Creature from the Black Lagoon. That is your Creature, and he wrote the screenplay for this movie. It was produced by Prism Productions, distributed by International Film Market. The music was by Jamie Mendoza Nava. And yeah, we got the main cast as Robert Lansing, Steve Hanks. I don't know if there's a relation to Tom, or Chet, or Colin. Nita Talbot, Barry Nelson, and Joe McDonnell. People that you've never, ever heard of. We only have one tagline, and this I don't even know if it's an accurate tagline. I had to do some deep diving for this one. No pun intended. The terror of the deep rises again. Okay. Do we even have a budget for this movie, Matt?
Boy, did I have to do a lot of digging to find it. And you know where I found it? It was almost at the complete bottom of the IMDb page underneath the Did You Know? And the only reason that it fell under the Did You Know is because of what you may or may not have a minutiae that I'm going to destroy. But the film budget was $4 million, which is just about $15.5 million now. And $1 million of that was the crab alone.
I mean, it was a really impressive crab.
$1980 million crab.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Look at us.
I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry.
Neither do I. But that is a lot of money for a random crab movie, I will say. Mm-hmm. It's odd. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. There's not really there's no Wikipedia page for this movie. It's relatively unknown. So we are on a small Florida island where a marine biology lab is experimenting with radiation to accelerate the growth of crustaceans as a potential solution for world hunger. Now, motherfuckers, I already have a problem with you. What about people with a shellfish allergy? You only thinking about yourselves? Because I'm hungry too. The local economy depends on crab fishing, and the scientists, well-meaning but naive, think they're doing something noble. But surprise, surprise, things go wrong. Really wrong. Local fishermen begin reporting odd behavior in the crab population, then one by one, people start disappearing. Some are found dead, others are just gone. At first, it's chalked up to a drunken accident or wild animals, but viewers know better. We've already seen a giant crab in action. The creature makes its first big reveal in this classic B-movie fashion, partially obscured in shadow, but huge and menacing. It crushes a house. People are slow to believe what's really going on. So throughout this entire movie, you basically, there was not a lot of meat to this movie. It was basically...
Other than the $1 million crab. That's a lot of meat right there. Bazinga!
You feel good about that?
Nope, I don't. It sounded a lot funnier in my head. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally good. Here's the thing. There was nothing about this movie to me that was super memorable except the ending I cracked up at, but I didn't hate it. And I know you're going to like smack me in the mouth, but so you just have these scientists and of course there's the blonde scientist who's flirting with the male scientist and yada yada yada. There's always some sort of tension and love and blah blah blah. And then people start seeing a massive amount of crabs coming to shore. And the only thing that I want to point out that was mildly menacing, quote unquote, about this movie was the crabs walking.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. I'm like, that's creepy as fuck. I don't like it. It's making me unsettled. So it did its job. But tensions begin to rise between the scientists and the townfolk. Moody, who's the lead scientist, takes charge who's Moody? I have that written down. Moody is a crusty local who is suspicious of the lab. He begins to blame the lab for whatever's happening, accusing them of playing God and unleashing something unnatural into the world. Meanwhile, the crab attacks escalate. We see a bartender get snapped in half mid-shift. Well, does he get snapped in half or just crushed? Either which way, he did.
Either way.
A group of kids exploring the beach become bait. There's even a moment where a drunk guy fights a crab and loses badly. McNeil and his team finally realize that the radiation experiment has caused a mutation. A singular giant crab with heightened intelligence and insatiable hunger is afoot. It's not just killing for food, it's targeting humans with something like malice. With communication cut off, the townsfolk are left to fend for themselves. The survivors, scientists, townfolk, and even Moody reluctantly team up. There's a showdown on the beach, crab versus townspeople, where they try to trap and kill the crab using dynamite and fire. Now, this crab is the size of my house at this point. It is a big boy, and I love him.
I shall name... Oh.
What were you going to name him? Was it better?
No.
What was it?
I hadn't figured it out. That's why I was talking slowly. I was trying to figure it out before I got there. But I would probably name him something like Pinchy, which is just a Simpsons reference.
I do like Pinchy.
Pinchy's a good one.
Pinchy the crab.
Snappy.
Oh, I like Snappy too.
Crunchy. Tasty.
Crusty.
Crusty. That's a good one. Crusty. Crunchy.
That's a double. That's a double though, because Krusty the Clown and Krusty Krab.
That's true.
Been watching a lot of SpongeBob with my kids lately, so.
At least you qualified that with my kids, because if it was, I just watched a ton of SpongeBob, I might make fun of you. Although people your age grew up watching it, so that makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it came out in 2000, I think, 1999 or 2000. So I was a big SpongeBob fan when I was younger. So rewatching the first season with my kids, I'm like, wow, I forgot so much. And it's enjoyable. It's better than watching Blippi for the 8,000th time. It's something new. And I realized I cannot watch The Simpsons with my children anymore, aside from the Treehouse of Horror, because they repeat all the awful shit that's on that show.
While you were talking, I had a thought. I've never eaten at a Blimpie.
The fuck's a Blimpie?
Oh, okay. It's a sub place. I didn't realize that it wasn't. It's probably, there's only one in the area, and it's in Oshkosh, and I really probably pass it every time I go to wrestling. Let's see here.
Let's see what a Blimpie subs look like.
Cold panini.
Oh wow, this is like a legit.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a place, and I'd heard about it a bunch before. I was never gone because there aren't. God damn it! Just show me a fucking map. I'm sure. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. It's There's like, no, you don't fucking tell me. There's like 6 of them. Wow. There's one outside of Minneapolis. There's one in Wisconsin, which is in Oshkosh. There's 2 in Iowa, and then there's a handful in Michigan, and that's all that their thing is showing me.
No, there's some in New Jersey. There's one right like 10, 15 minutes from me.
Oh, for whatever reason, it only shows me 3 state vicinity instead of just everything, but I'll be dickered. Yeah, so maybe I'll actually go, because normally I end up going to Jimmy John's, because there's one like 3 minutes from where we do wrestling in Oshkosh. I just hate not knowing what to get. I've never been there, so that's kind of a thing.
Well, they got your classic, the Blimpie Best, which looks just like a double meat.
Yeah, but their limited time offers like a fucking tuna that does not look real.
Oh, yeah, these all look fake.
Well, they should, to an extent.
No, I want it to look like how I'm going to eat it.
The Buffalo Chicken Sanduzel doesn't look half bad. Sicilian looks solid. The Ultimate Club, the BTLA, there's a Philly cheesesteak. Trust me, meatball.
I was just about to say the Philly cheesesteak looks so sad.
Yeah, because fucking their digital assistant made the photo, I'm sure.
Oh, that BTLA looks fire.
Right? What do we got for premium subs?
Oh, that's what the A is. Avocado spread. Yeah, buddy, I'm there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was wondering what the A was. There is a hoagie place by my dad that
a what?
if you're ever in a hoagie place, a hoagie.
Yep. That's I just wanted to hear you say hoagie.
It comes out in certain words. Water.
That's fine.
I
understand. I do it too. It's okay.
I know. I love when you say the word bag.
Nope, not doing it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll get you to say it.
It's fine.
Yeah, there's a sub place by my father called Fink's Hoagies, and they're really popular in Tacony, which is an area by me.
Fink's?
Fink's, F-I-N-K.
I want to look up the menu while you're talking, that's why.
Oh, you should. They have all of their sandwiches are named after neighborhoods in Northeast Philadelphia, and they all look fantabulous. I've had it one time, and I still think about it. They have a Thanksgiving, they call it the Thanksgiving, that I've always wanted to try. I've just never had the opportunity.
I've heard Wawa has like a Thanksgiving sandwich or some shit that they do. The gobbler.
The gobbler.
Yeah, I've heard some New York comedians talk about it a bunch, and it sounds like it's something I need to make happen in my life.
For the novelty of it, yes. I used to get the gobbler bowls all the time because I grew up across the street from a Wawa, and it's basically mashed potato. Now, mind you, Wawa version of mashed potatoes, which is probably Insta mashed potatoes.
Who gives
stuffing.
a shit?
I know, I'm just saying. Turkey slices, gravy, and you can get like a cranberry like topping on it. I mean, they're not horrible, but having the palate that I do now, not to sound like a complete and utter snob, I'd be like, this is gross.
Have I ever told you about the Kuma's Thanksgiving burger?
Mm-mm.
So it's called Sleep. There's a band called Sleep, but it's turkey patty, tempura fried stuffing, turkey gravy, fried sage, cranberry sauce on a pretzel. Dude, it's so fucking good. It's everything. Every November, it's their burger of the month. It is so good.
Tempura fried stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's fucking good. If you ever come visit in the month of November, the month of November, we'll go down there.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming to Friendsgiving one of these days.
I mean, if you come this year, it'll just be us because we're probably having people over for my birthday, which you're more than welcome to come to. But I think Kevin and Johnny are coming from New York, so our house might be a little full.
Nice. I'll cuddle up with Kevin. I don't care. So now with the communications cut off, I'm sorry, I'm just completely derailed by the tempura.
It's fine.
Stuffing.
It's fucking so good. So good.
So the final battle is clunky but fun, complete with shouting, running, and lots of close-ups of a twitching crab leg. Eventually the beast is blown up in a... No, it's not. Isn't he like just stabbed in the head? See, this is why you can't.
Yeah.
This is why you can't trust our digital assistant. So basically, in this movie, the crab gets like stabbed in the head multiple times. There's no blowing up. And then this was my favorite part in the entire movie, which made it go from a nay to a yay for me. I shit you not. So again, you just see a lot of crabs running across the island a lot in this movie. Like that's as scary as it gets. And then a giant crab, demolishes a house. It's, picking up people, chomping on them. And at the very end, when they're fighting it with guns and throwing shit at it and whatever, and all this chaos ensues and they kill it, it literally just freeze frames with all of the townsfolk and scientists that have been fighting this giant ass crab just staring at it, and just freeze frames and the credits start.
Do you ever?
I laughed so hard.
Did you watch a lot of South Park ever?
Probably like more the early stuff, but not so much like later stuff.
Which is
I remember, the Towley and the poop that's Christmas. Howdy ho. Like I know that. I know Timmy.
Right, yeah. So all I thought about this entire movie was the crab people from South Park, where they just chant crab people, look like crab, talk like people. And that's all I can think about. And even as we're talking about this, that still is just playing in my head. So I figured it was worth mentioning. It should be early one, so you may or may have seen it and just don't remember it. But yeah,
probably not. But the last episode of South Park that I remember watching and like crying laughing is when Cartman Land. And
yes,
it's either Kyle or Stan try to hop the fence and pop a hemorrhoid, and he's just screaming at the top of his lungs, like, "Oh my god, it popped!" Like just like so good.
I would recommend, because you have access to Paramount Plus, go watch the South Park ones that are out there, because they're very timely and relevant as to everything that we've been dealing with the past couple years. Because I don't think they do like full seasons anymore. They just do like 45-minute specials a couple times a year.
Nice.
Yeah, but there was one. Nice. There's like an Ozempic episode. There's a OnlyFans episode. Literally every topic that has been a hot button, they've done an episode about it.
I love the behind the scenes a lot when you see the creators like doing the voices, and like I didn't realize Bill Hader did a lot of voices on that show, and he's just like pissed. He cannot handle
the other thing. Yeah, you got to watch the outtakes of them trying to do the voices and like just losing their shit. They're fucking hilarious.
So good. So yeah, Matt, would you yay, nay, or slay island crabs? Island claws. Now you got me saying crabs.
Man, like I did not hate it. I will give it that. I will never watch this movie again. If someone very specifically was like, I want to watch a horror movie from the 80s that's about crabs, like, there you go. I'll tip my hat to the fact that it's the only crab-centric horror movie that I've ever heard of, and they really fucking went all out. So I will nay it. I will not yay it. I will not nay it. And I definitely would not slay it.
I think that's fair. I think nay is fair. I'm going to leave it on my Plex. This would be, I think I said this, when we watched Grizzly, I said that this is like a perfect movie that you would go to a drive-in to and like pay $1, and it would be like back to back, like Grizzly, Island Claws, just these crazy off the wall horror movies that aren't scary at all, but they're fun. So yeah, I would say nay as well. Would you survive a mini crab attack and or a large crab attack? Because here's my thoughts. I have been harassed by a crab before. My neighbor would go crabbing, and then he tricked me into going into his yard, and he dumped all the crabs that he got, and they started chasing me. Now, me being like 6 years old, a little traumatizing, okay? A little coming at me. Scary. Though I didn't realize that all of their hands were rubber band before he did it. So he knew I was not in any danger. Shout out to my old neighbor, Ted, who was missing his big toe because he cut it off when he mowed his lawn once, but that's beside the point. Giant crab, I feel like I would survive because it can't walk that fast. It didn't really move. Mind you, it was the 80s. I feel like I would just have to get in its blind spot and I'm fine. That guy was totally fine standing on top of it and stabbing it in the head. It can't reach you. It can't get you. I'm just saying. Seems like a viable option. So what do you think? Would you survive?
I feel like I'd survive the normal crab size. Probably, I don't know. If the giant one truly is slow or doesn't move, yeah. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
But think about like 30 crabs swarming you. You're swarmed.
Right, but crabs aren't super fast, even if there's 30 of them. I gotta assume I can kick one or two away and just move. I understand that there are caveats and other things involved, but it's like, if it's just 30 crab that I can kick and get around, because this isn't a video, I'm trying to give my reasoning Erika's just holding her cat up again and just it was very happy, very content.
He is very, very content. He's gonna fall asleep soon.
Small crabs, yes. Big crab, maybe. Because it'll depend on speed and agility of the big crab.
I mean, it's not coming at you like the mind flayer, you know? It's not like
No, but you figure like all it has to do is jive once and then scoop, like grab you. Like it gets its claws on you, you're done.
Well, actually, I should probably revise because I do have a shellfish allergy. I probably would fucking be nade right out of here
It's
because
true.
they just can just put like a little in my mouth and I'm dead. Just saying. So we have a couple minutiae. There's really not a lot. Matt mentioned the film. It was filmed on a budget of $4 million with the giant crab alone costing $1 million. Unable to find a distributor, the film never had a theatrical release. It sat on the shelf before debuting on late night television in 1984 under the title Night of the Claw. The screenplay was written by Jack Cowden and Rico Browning, the creators of family-friendly film series like Flipper in 1964, 1963, and Salty. We got Robert Lansing and Barry Nelson previously appeared in the episode of The Twilight Zone during the show's 5th season called The Long Morrow and Stopover in Quiet Town, both episodes having to do with isolation. Horror author Guy N. Smith said this film is based on his successful killer crab novels. Wow. The first being Night of the Crabs, published in 1976, Island Claws, which told a similar story about giant crabs on the coast of Florida, was an adaptation of his work, though neither Smith nor his novel were credited on the film. Yeah, it looks like they stole some shit. Island crab.
Yeah, it
or
happens.
Island claws. I want to call it island crabs. Why didn't they call it island crabs? Island claws is just hurting my brain.
Well, Island Claws is not a great name. Like Island Crab, Night of the Crab, Night of the Claw, any of those is better, but you know, there must have been some reason.
I do somewhat love that there is, and by somewhat, I mean a lot. I love that there is a man out there named Guy N. Smith that was like, you know what my muse is? Evil crabs. Just clicking away. Well, he probably had a typewriter, but,
Yeah.
or was
Clacking away.
that clacking away. Because, like, this is another thing that heebies my jeebies. I love going to used bookshops, and there's one in New Jersey called Second Time Books, and it's amazing. If you're a book lover, that is the place to go. I went there this past weekend with my cousin and her family, and with Brooke, and we had a gay old time. Oh, real quick. You know what else heebies my jeebies? Italian rice balls.
Oh, what?
I don't remember what they're actually called. Arancini or something? Look them up if you ever see them on a menu. I cannot believe I forgot to tell you this.
What?
So there was a food truck at the town. It's called Rancakis, I think. It's this quaint little town. They do like a craft show every Saturday. They have a bunch of antique shops, coffee shops, stuff like that. It's really a great time. It's a really great place. And then they have that bookshop. They had an Italian food truck, and this guy did fried raviolis, which were banging. They were so good. And then he had rice balls. And I had to look up the actual name, which is arancini. I think you looked it up as well.
Yep.
It's literally a deep fried rice ball, and he puts in. He had options of like spinach and ricotta. He had cheesesteak. He had chicken parm. He had the classico. He had cheese. They were literally sold out of everything except the cheesesteak and the spinach one. So I just got cheesesteak. That was so good. You will love them. So if you ever see those out and about.
Yeah, there are restaurants here that have them. They're just not ones that I normally go to because I don't go to like sit down Italian restaurants that often because they
Overpriced.
There's that, and I was trying to make a joke. I got nothing, so we can just move on.
Well, here's my thing with the like Italian restaurants. I'm going to spend way less making the dish myself, and not to be like toot my own horn or sound like a snob again.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a fairly decent cook.
The only reason I didn't just look up a recipe is because you clearly have to deep fry it, and I hate deep frying anything in my house. Air frying probably won't get the same results. It's just a lot of fucking around.
Yeah, so it would be easier to be like, oh, this pizza place that I really like actually sells these. Let me try them.
I was just going to say, I think there are a couple pizza places here, apparently. Well, Fazoli's popped up, but I think that's just because it pulled Italian restaurants, but...
Italian.
Yeah.
But yeah, my whole point about talking about this little town, and then I just spiraled, is like the bookshop that I go into, they have a huge sci-fi section and horror section that I really love. But I was walking through it this past Saturday and I'm like looking at all of these really obscure sci-fi and fantasy novels. And it's just like there is someone out there that this is their favorite book of all time and nobody knows about it because it's so obscure. So somewhere out there, there's a huge Guy N. Smith fan who's just like, these crab novels, he be my jeebies. Ow, Billy. He's biting my foot. You're such a bitch. Ah, but yeah, I'm leaving that in. He bit me, but I love him very much. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Monster Madness. Yeah, watch out for them crabs, man. Next time we're gonna be talking about some other movie, whether it's a holiday movie and or a animal movie. I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just record things and then I edit them as I can. But yeah. Bye.
Please send help.
You look like you had a great time last night.
Well, I didn't. Not really.
Why?
You know Lynn?
Yeah, sure, the girl who works in the lab.
Something attacked her last night, Moody. It tore up her arm to shreds. She's still unconscious.
What the hell do you mean, something?
I don't know.
Where did this happen?
It was out past Amos, out in the woods. Moody, there's something funny going on.
Yeah. I got it.